Hey, my name is Marvin, and I run MVLB Media. We're an email and SMS marketing company where we do DTC email marketing for e-commerce brands. The reason why I'm recording this is because last year we worked with a brand that did BDP and BDC. So basically, they sold to businesses that they sell to estheticians that had their own salons, and they also sold to like kind of like more of a DTC customer based audience. The problem with what they were doing was essentially they were like losing like money, like $1 to $2 million a year, and they had a very very big community. So I put this whole entire document together for them to kind of just explore a different route that they could take. We've all heard of Iman Ghazi's programs where like he funnels people in from their YouTube, like from his YouTube video all the way to like his courses, and then he goes into another course. And we've all heard stories about for example, like client ascension, where it's like you get people in through like internet money, and then you get them into Cold Email Mastery 2.0, and you get them into client ascension. I created this to kind of make that same thing, but just for an e-commerce brand. So essentially, how this looked is they had a very very big business audience. So they were like 70%. They were 70% wholesale. So basically, they had a huge audience that was buying their products on their e-commerce website, but they also had a very big 30% DTC side of things. So I created this to kind of like funnel people in, like the traffic into their paid course, because they had a course, but they weren't even pushing it as much. And when they tried to push it in the past, it just didn't work. And then going ahead and creating some type of MRR, like in the form of a community, and then obviously funneling those people into the wax products. Because the biggest problem that they had was that they were losing money. They were losing sales like $1 to $2 million every single year. I don't want to disclose the brand, but like we did get results for them, and we do have the case studies on our website at mvldmedia.com. But basically, this whole entire strategy is basically taking all the traffic, because they had a ton of traffic coming to their website, and kind of funneling them into a paid course, a paid community that's kind of focuses on MRR, and then funneling them to wax products. Because obviously, if we take the example of let me see if I can find it here, like a software company, for example. So if you have like, for example, you have like, I'm going to use the example of Client Ascension, where you have all these different like agency owners that need leads, and they're all in this community called Client Ascension or Cold Email Mastery. They're going to default to ListKit, which is basically their software. So with an e-commerce brand that has a very big B2B audience, we're basically taking that same model and then basically getting all those people who are coming through to the website, the traffic, and then getting them to opt in or get into the paid course and the paid community, and obviously funneling them into wax products. So in the example that I gave, like you mainly see this with software. You don't really see this with the e-commerce side of things. So this is kind of my whole entire thesis and strategy on how we'd actually get that done, because I know it's a very long process to actually go ahead and like get these people through. But the thing is, these people already had the audience. Like they had the audience. It's just the execution just wasn't there, and they didn't really have a strategy to actually do this. So the thesis is we're going from done do-it-yourself courses to done with you. So do-it-yourself is basically course material. Like course material is great, but it doesn't hit every question or concern of the business owner. So again, they had a very very big B2B audience, even though they were an e-commerce brand, because there were a lot of businesses were buying their products. So unique problems come up when running the full operation. So basically, what I'm saying here is all these people, like they want some type of person to go to when they're actually running their businesses. So all these are just basically 3 common questions that might actually occur. And with a done with you model, people stick around for those type of problems. So basically, they're sticking around because they know that they can actually ask questions, and that's kind of why they actually stay and pay the MRR, monthly recurring revenue fee for the community. So I don't want this video to be too long. If anybody's curious, I can always just send this over. And I'm not even sure if I want to give all this away, but I do want to skip to kind of like where we kind of just like, like where the actual strategy comes in. So refine and curate the current content. So basically they had the course content, like they had it built out, but it just wasn't created in a way to actually convert cold traffic. So we basically suggested to add more value here, double down on the operations of the salon owner, share numbers, metrics, KPIs in the actual course, in the actual community, and just provide it in value so you can actually raise the price of the actual, of the actual course. Refer to the brand heavily. So you basically want to brand, because the whole entire idea here, right, is we want them to go ahead and buy our wax products, because this is where they were losing a lot of money. Their company was losing like $1 to $2 million because people just weren't, obviously people just weren't buying. So the goal is always just to get them to this right here, just like how like a software company, you want them to just go and you want them to go through your whole entire funnel, and you make money like on that funnel, and then you really want them to just get to this right here, these wax products. The same way you go for a software. So you have traffic, you have some type of community, and then you have the software. That's where you want them to be. And again, Iman Ghazi did it. Client Central is doing it. You just want them to get to that end result, which is just the software. Just use the software, and then you obviously have like a huge exit event at the end. So the pricing for all this is going to depend on the value provided to the market. So basically, you're going to go ahead and add more content here and add more value to these actual courses, and then that will basically allow you to just push the course more, because obviously you have more content, you have more value within it, and you're just able to sell it because obviously it's worth it now. So the overall goal is to funnel these people who are already benefiting from the brand community. So once they get into the course plus community, so that they simply default into purchasing the wax products, because again, like that's really the end goal here, because like that's what we are losing money on. It's like we want them to just default to buying the wax products. So we want to keep this program open to further scale, because obviously if you were to push this community and it actually is successful, we want to keep it broad so that we can keep getting more traffic into it. So possibly including a base tier for retail aspiring estheticians as a downsell could work down the line. I've only seen this done with software, again, so straight up course content and straight up course content. So basically people who they're doing this just for the course, or they're just doing this for the software. So this is something that we've seen with software companies and, owners of communities who have software companies, or just people who just have course content. But I've never seen this done with an e-commerce brand. So I wanted to just specify that here. But it's really the same model, because they have the audience and they have the course content already. It's just the positioning and execution just wasn't there. So usually you start with a small cohort. So you basically you just want to test it, and you want to basically collect a ton of testimonials. So this is basically proof of concept, right? So basically you're going ahead and you're starting with a small cohort of 10 to 15 salon owners. The more the better, because obviously data. Then you have the professional or whoever, usually there's an influence behind, these type of programs. So there's like a mascot who actually runs the program, who actually gets people in through the actual funnel. So you offer top on a call with them to understand their situation. Again, this is very non-conventional for an e-commerce brand, but that's exactly why I think it's worth testing. And if the market would actually benefit from a community or a specific type of content, that's the goal. You want to take a lot of notes, and you want to take a lot of testimonials from, your students. So, and then you go ahead and you send an email blast, but you could send an email blast, but we want it to be more of a one-to-one experience. So that's why we're pushing for getting on a call with these people. So once the offer is proven with a set cohort of estheticians who are seeing results, benefiting from the program or one-on-one support, you're able to scale with those testimonials. So we've seen this before, scaling with testimonials. Gathering a small cohort of warm estheticians is a good idea as well, give them a lifetime offer. So once you have proof of concept, you're able to basically, push this to more cold traffic. You have all these testimonials, you're able to push it to cold traffic. And what's going to happen is we're going to have people who are benefiting from this program that are going to use our affiliate code, and they're going to use our coupon codes, because this is the community that they're subscribed to. They're going to just default to our wax products. And that's basically what we see with software companies, course content. But again, with e-commerce brands that have literally the same setup here, I think the whole entire thesis is if it's worked the same entire model has worked for just a different product. In this case, it's wax products, but in another case, that we commonly see, it's just software. So you'd create a funnel and collect emails on the front end in exchange for a free, masterclass. Once they opt in, they get a free masterclass and tap learn more to get the VSL, which is basically just selling the course plus community. And then you could downsell just the course. So basically, if they don't want to just get into a course plus community, you could just downsell just the course. And if they don't buy the downsell, you have their email for retargeting. So basically, you can go ahead and just retarget those people, and that's when you hit them with more testimonials. Use the guru professional story as a selling point. Lots of CTAs with a dramatic call to action. Have emails content for retargeting non-buyers into the course plus community, or course, have emails content for existing salon owners and list to upsell them into community, have appointed setters or sales team to have a conversation with community members to upsell, bring them over to VIP wholesale phase 3. So basically, there's different tiers that you actually are just allowing the market to actually get into. So this goes into just basically having a ton of offers that people would you want to have a lot of offers so that you can target people who wouldn't convert from the other two offers. So they signed up for a reason. They want to some extent, they want what you're selling. It's just the way your offer is. They just don't want that one. And maybe they don't want this one, but we know that they signed up for a specific, they signed up for something. And that's just our job to basically create the offer that they actually want. So it won't just be a paid community. You want mods, team members in the community answering questions just to clean things up. We've all seen stuff like this. And yeah, I'm just going to stop right here. This is basically the whole entire thesis on how we basically take the business model of Client Ascension, Iman Ghazi, of just getting people in through the door in some type of course or low ticket, upselling them into some type of paid community where it's just more ongoing, a monthly recurring revenue. And then the main goal at the end of this whole entire funnel is getting them to, the end goal, which is basically software, which you guys commonly see, or in this case, an e-commerce brand, which is very, non-conventional. In this case, it'd be wax products. So this is my whole entire thing. If anybody's interested, feel free to reach out. But this is basically my whole entire marketing strategy on how we would scale an e-commerce brand that is failing, but has a very, very strong B2B audience and has a very, very strong, content and, course content base, and how we'd actually go ahead and scale this to, cold traffic. So let me know if this was helpful. This is interesting. Just let me know. And yeah, take care. Bye.